Here, okay. So first of all, why we are here in the whole industry in general. I use this recap every time I talk, basically. So since 2008, we are able to sending things and nobody can stop us. And since 2014, we are able to execute code and sending programmable stuff without nobody can stop us in this. And this is why we're here, and this is why the whole industry started. And sometime, like especially like during the bull market, so not now, people should remember that the industry is here, and it's not because it's legal, but because it's legit, and nobody can stop it. And that's the most important part of the value we have here. And because of, the security budget we have in our networks. And this is why we pay the gas fees. And it's pretty fun, like when newbies come to the industry and say, oh, I don't like to pay gas fee, but fees will be expensive. That's the reality. And people should start to figure it out that the security budget is like our army that secure us. It's like the security budget of other countries. And if you're not able to fight our enemies, we just die. But the problem is how the industry is going. Do you really need this overpowered mecha army, which are our Ethereum nodes, if we pay them with our gas to having centralized stablecoin, trading NFTs with images in AWS, having game object that you can use because the game is in Web2, all these kind of things. Or even the worst is DAOs, that you just have multi-sig wallet from the teams that they can do whenever they want, and people think that they can really vote and change something, which is very interesting. So, we should start thinking about building things that are secure by maths, and start using our security budget better in this, because if we don't realize that we should start building things that are secure by design, the problem is that at some point normies will figure it out that they can do all of these things in the Web2 and even better without need to pay gas fees. So by the way, here's the Ethereans Labs since 2019. Try to solve all of the issues in a decentralized, without compromise way, all of the hard issues we have in the industry. So that was our story, basically. So in 2019, when we started, we wanted to solve the issue about governance, executing things. So basically, people that vote code, and other people can vote to execute it as a DAO. And it was pretty much fun, but it was just the first version of our history. Then we figured out that people don't pretty much, they want just to vote for economical things, and so we added in early 2020 all of the DeFi integration stuff. What's happened is that during our research, the problem is that in this case, when you have this execution on chain, people can execute everything, and they can destroy pretty much everything. It is not so secure. It's another point of attack, even if it's from another way. And so we started to, building this kind of platform contract. So that when you add a piece of thing to vote, or when you add the structure, you're not 100% secure of what you're adding, what you're voting on, because you are cloning the specific contract on chain, and you are not just deploying your own. And we arrived into the beta we have still today, with the Ethereans OS governance, which is working very great, and it was introducing the granular governance, which is the real problem solver of governance into the Web3 on chain, which is pretty much you have different layers, and every of these layers for some specific stuff people can vote and execute directly on-chain without breaking anything because they are very specific to a single change in a protocol that can be like how much we want like a protocol fee up, or I don't know, if someone have like an inflated token, how much is the inflation, or this kind of simple thing to run the maths. It was pretty cool because like Ethereans is there since the bear market actually, because we deploy like this beta version during the bear market, and it's incredible like how like our economy goes strong actually, even in a bear market. It was pretty much cool. And so, what is happening now? That now, finally, after 4 years of research and development, we are introducing like the known nation, which is pretty much what we which is pretty much what we figured out we needed to do to solve our issues, creating a nation. So the why right now is to be able, like, for every kind of, not just dApps, but also like every kind of businesses to participate in this nation and be totally independent from any kind of country or regulation or stuff, and totally like building economies just because it's unstoppable, it's legit. And basically, like, what we build, how we achieve this nation thing is that we have this, basically, like, we have these common rules, which are cloned by on-chain, and you are like 100% secure about, you know, the code you're cloning, which is the nation. And you can create entities that have like its own economy, without need to having the team in the middle when you have to make a decision. And you can use like all of the DeFi application. We also build like our own market actually. And so this is the new thing. So having finally dApps with their economy that can be governed on-chain and having dividends from it and everything, and a team which is finally independent from it. And so, like, what is happening is basically that you clone this thing and you create your own for your needs. Like, there is some application like us who have like protocol fees and stuff, and that all of this money go there and like hold their votes what we can do with this money. And they can't rug each other because the nation put the rules that make this impossible. And so you can run everything from investment funds to dividends, running treasury, running grants to different delegations, running protocol fees, running how much you want that the farming APY will be cool or not, like in your own application or token, and so on and so forth. And like, we are to unveil like this release of the known nation and everything into our like yearly event, the Bidenberg 2023. And there we will share pretty much everything about what is coming from our side. But there is more than this. So the known nation basically is the perfect tool for existing protocols and existing DAO in general, because they can finally detach themselves from the economy of the application. So like, they can detach themselves from the pressure from different countries. And also, like, who have these assets, they have a different like assets class, which are more, you know, hard assets class, because you really can do things into the economy and not like asking to the team to do something. But there is more. There is the verse. So after this release, we are working on like the evolution of this, which is the known verse. And the known verse is like a set of Web2 powered tools that will make able like every like project who run on Ethereum to basically solve like the other issue that remain there, and go finally to having like a huge market, not only on Ethereum applications, which is like the first is the known passport and the known audit. Which the known passport is the simple thing: you have an entity and all of your economy is on chain, and all of the people just go there and vote, earn dividends, and do their own stuff. But you as a team, for anything you need to incorporate here and there. And so imagine that finally you can have your entity on-chain, your economy is there, and you can incorporate with MetaMask, I don't know, in Switzerland, and run it there like your team, your payroll, and your stuff there. And you can switch between a country and another because you don't like Switzerland and now you like, I don't know, Cayman. And so this is the future. Your layer 1 is Ethereum of your earnings, and the country is just a layer 2 foreign qualification that you can change whenever you want. And the second is more like based on social audit. So it's the idea that, we have this application we built like inside, we built like internally, which is pretty much cool, and we weren't able to build all of this stuff without it, which is basically like you can directly fork like Ethereum in your browser and test pretty much from every wallet or trigger anything for every existing contract, try to attack the contract you are trying to test it, which is pretty much cool, and also like you can have like a mathematical proof that this is a point of failure of this contract. And we will add also like OpenAI to say like in a funny way for non-coders like, oh, if like in a situation that USDT will die, which is happen soon, and everyone will just dump Tether, so is still AVEX resist an attack of this, and will Tether will go to 0 or stuff like this, and you will be able to do it for every existing contract on Ethereum. And basically, like, this is what you can do with the non-nation plus the non-verse. So you have all of the things. I should put this slide before when I say this thing, but it's okay. You have all of the things which are on-chain, secured by our mecha army of Ethereum nodes that nobody can attack, and independent from the team, and all of the earnings go there, and people manage these earnings, like token holder and stuff. And you have some of these earnings that go, for example, into a company here and there to manage operation, pay payroll, and so on. Finally, legally, which is kind of like a pretty like problem for every like Web3 project here and there. So this is pretty much the non-nation and the non-verse. So the non-nation was always like a still launch, totally VC-free. There was never team token, so it was like one of the fairest applications on Ethereum since the beginning, like 4 years ago. The money we had is for a thing we call like fixed inflation in the beginning, which always let us to be independent and also like our user to be totally independent. And the non-verse, which is a hybrid, it will be like more VC backed, and this would be like another journey. And so finally you can create real economy on chain. And so stop making Ponzi's. Thank you. Oh. Doesn't work. I'm not good with flags. Yeah, no, it's okay. I have this, but this is the donation. Things we built in the last year and a half, and I hope every one of you like will follow Ethereans Labs, and we'll have like the build back in the 23. Thank you.